Let me tell you about hardworkalwayswins.com. It's more than just a clothing line. It is my mantra. I speak it, I wear it, I live it, and I want you to do the same. Head over to the website right now. We have shirts, we have tank tops, we have hoodies. It is getting cold outside, folks. I walked out my door, it's like 30 degrees today. We got hats, beanie caps, phone cases. We got it all. I want to motivate you. I want to inspire you. We got the brand new I Am Worth the Fight. Are you worth the fight? Hell yeah, you're worth the fight. We got the brand new I Am Worth the Fight t-shirts, tank tops in the store right now. We got the brand new Hard Work Always Wins champion hoodies and a whole lot more. Head over to hardworkalwayswins.com and don't forget to input the code podcast at checkout because I'm taking 10% off your very first order. How about that? Join my squad, which is the Hard Work Squad, today. And don't forget, when you get your merch in the mail, tag me at Gary Cantrell, tag at Hard Work Always Wins, and we're going to shout you out and let everyone know that you are cooler than them because you're in the Hard Work Squad. Join today. Hey friends, over 60% of you are listening to me right now on an Apple product. iPhone, iPad, iTunes. I need your help. The truth is, Apple will make this podcast more discoverable to new listeners the more reviews it has. So I'm here asking you to take a moment and leave a review. If you've gained any value from this podcast, the greatest thing you can do for it, besides spreading the word and telling friends, is leaving a review. It's real simple. If you're on your phone, head over to my podcast page within the Apple Podcast app and leave a review. Or if you're on a computer, you can head over to my podcast page within the iTunes app. That's it. That's all I ask. And if you have other podcasts that you love, do them a favor and do the same for them. It'll make their day. Now let's get this podcast started already. Room in Washington, D.C. Lexi and Danny Reed. What's going on, guys?
Not much.
Nothing.
How are you guys feeling? How are you feeling?
I just had loose skin removal surgery 8 days ago, so I am surviving. Worst pain of my life.
Yes.
But best decision of my life to also get it removed. So slowly but surely I am healing, and every day I am stronger.
You were in there for what, 9 hours?
9 hours, yes.
Jesus.
Poor Danny.
Poor Danny.
That was crazy because I was sitting there.
Yeah. What do you do? What do you do with the 9 hours?
Right. Well, you worry and just hope everything's okay.
Yeah.
But I paced the whole place and walked up the stairs, explored, and just walked around and
yeah.
Learn the whole layout of the hospital probably by the end of the day.
Probably had the whole thing. How many steps did you get in that day? I want to know.
I don't know. Probably quite a bit. But
Yeah. That's incredible. That's incredible. I guess before we get really into the whole reason why you're here in the surgery and everything, we really got to go back to all the way back, like
Way back.
way back.
A long time back. Like 2016, 2017 back.
That's when you got your start.
Yeah.
Now, were you always big, or is this something that gradually happened?
I've always been overweight. Even when I met Danny, I was over 300 pounds. So even growing up heavy, there's never been a time in my life that I ever was not overweight or had a flat tummy until right now. So that's weird.
How about you?
Well, for me, I started out like I was a little chunky when I was younger, and then I started sports and started skateboarding, and then I slimmed out.
Yeah.
And then I stopped doing all that, and I wasn't active.
Yeah.
So from there, I just gained weight and gradually gained more weight. And then I met up with Lexi, and like we started dating and all, and we got comfortable.
Yeah.
And from there, that's
happy weight. Is that what they call it?
Yeah.
You have the right terminology there?
Right.
Happy weight?
Yes.
Yeah.
Something.
But from there, me and her got comfortable in our relationship, and my weight just went up.
Yeah.
And that's how I basically got to where I was.
Did I read this right? You guys met at a show? Was it like was it a concert?
Yeah, it was a local coffee shop.
Okay.
Little venue.
Yeah. back in my emo days, we used to go to, me and my girlfriends, we'd go to like little emo shows every week and see the local bands.
We could upset a lot of people, by the way, and just go on a complete emo
gosh.
sidebar for
oh
the
my
next
gosh,
hour.
yeah, exactly. You don't even know. My emo game is strong.
Yeah.
But basically, I told my best friend as soon as I saw him that I was going to get his number. Well, come to find out, he was actually cousin of one of my best friends. So I feel like eventually I would have met Danny. Like, I feel like it was kind of fate, as corny as that sounds.
Oh,
but yeah,
we were standing all around outside.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell him.
I want to hear all about it.
But we were standing outside, out front of the building there.
Yeah.
And we're all in a circle, and we're sitting there, we're standing there, and Lexi kind of bumps this mailbox. It was like is magnetic
Face
onto
is
the
turning
glass.
bloodshot red, by the way.
Why do I do these things?
And it fell to the ground. And she's like, oh my God. And so I bent down. I was like, here, I'll get it for you.
Yeah.
And I picked it up for her. And from there, that's I feel like how we like
Did you
started
ever look
talking.
like, hey, girl, what's up? What's up? How
I
you
see
doing?
you over there knocking off the mailboxes, looking awkwardly cute. And then we talked on MySpace and AIM. Yeah,
Oh, yes.
MySpace and AIM, local shows, like bringing it back to the 2007 era.
It's the best.
So long ago.
That's the absolute best. So you guys have been together that long? 2007?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a long time.
She's kept me around.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. Yeah. So you mentioned that, you guys got comfortable. We'll throw that in air quotes. And so the weight just starts to go up.
Yeah. Well,
What was an average meal for you guys at that time?
oh God.
What wasn't?
Right.
We ate a lot.
Wake up, go to McDonald's, Taco Bell, you go to McDonald's, get at least four sandwiches or so.
McGriddles.
Yeah,
we would
McGriddle.
we would eat every single meal out. So we would spend money going to McDonald's for breakfast. If we weren't eating McGriddles, we were eating biscuits and gravy, like large heapings of biscuits and gravy. Like, we did not exercise portion control. For lunch, we would do things like multiple burritos from Taco Bell. For dinner, we were ordering stuff. Yeah, we might go to buffet, and then later for a snack, we might even have stuffed crust pizza because we were hungry again.
That's a hell of a snack. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but that's how much calories it took to sustain, a 765-pound life that we were living together.
Sure.
So
No, I mean, did it ever get as bad as where you'd like plan a whole day around where you're going to eat? My wife and I would sit around like on Yelp with the phone and just start scrolling. Well,
yeah, there were a few times we had like, I don't know what I want to even call it, like the fast food strip that we would drive down every single day that had Rally's, McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King, Subway, like every
options.
single thing that you can. And that was the hardest when I started to lose weight, was to drive back down that road. But there were days where we were like, okay, well, I really want this McDouble from McDonald's, but I really want some cheese fries from Rally's. Okay, let's go different locations.
You're doing a little
and make
mixtape
it fun.
action. Okay,
Yeah.
I got you. I see you.
So then we would get everything, and then we would get to go home and be like, eat basically till we were sick, and be like, why did we need all these things? So.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
I know that feeling all too well. You actually got one up me there on the mixtape things. I usually go to like one place, and I think my McDonald's order every day, like 5 days a week, I'd go like 3 McDoubles with Big Mac sauce. We call it the poor man's Big Mac, a 4-piece nugget, and a medium chocolate shake.
Oh man! Yeah.
Every single day.
And that had to
it's
got expensive.
Now I just
so
blow all my money on
expensive.
gadgets. You can see my whole bag full of junk here.
Right.
That's where all the money's going now, by the way.
Hey.
Sorry, honey, if you're listening.
Yeah, but it's
Nothing wrong with
crazy.
that.
Like the options there, it's horrible.
If you
Like,
had to
the
guess,
food
I mean,
and-
were you like spending like a whole like somebody's salary worth of like fast food? Like
That's basically all we spent our money on.
really?
And we didn't
Yeah.
understand why we lived paycheck to paycheck. But then we would say things like eating healthy was expensive, although I was definitely.
That's what everybody says, right?
yeah, and,
And,
it,
well,
it really
for
isn't
me-
though.
Smash that myth real quick. I'm sorry. Smash that myth. Like, what is it about it that people think it's expensive versus why it's not expensive?
I think that I just had a lot of excuses because for me, I am the type of person that I am very frugal. I'm an extreme couponer. Like, I'm the type of person to go to the store and they're going to pay me to shop. So
those shows are crazy, by the way. If you guys ever
I
seen
was one
those.
of them. No shame my coupon game. Okay. Anyways, so basically, I just thought that it was so expensive because when I was couponing, I was getting stuff like food for free, but it was never stuff like vegetables. But I didn't realize, okay, well, I might not get that stuff for free, but there is more of a smart way to shop for it.
Sure.
So instead of, just throwing in things that are in your cart, like all the processed crackers and stuff, just because they're 10 for 10, if I can focus on the season, like summer, chicken's on sale, barbecue sauce is on sale. Not that barbecue's always the best thing, but you know what I mean? Like condiments and different things are on sale in different seasons. And if you can plan your meals around what's on sale, if you can freeze food, if you can shop the clearance racks and go in the morning and buy the meat when it's, not expired, but it's getting close. If you can make your produce and cut it up and meal prep it. Like, there are so many different ways to save money. And I just think that I was just uneducated. And now I've kind of realized, okay, $20 at Taco Bell on myself, that's expensive.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah, I could buy a lot more food to cook for myself and save a lot more calories.
Yeah, go a lot further.
Yeah.
When you were really like having like a really bad like craving, what was like your one like go to?
So it all comes back to that fast food strip that got me in trouble because it's literally like 2 minutes from my house.
Yeah.
So anytime I wanted something to eat, I would be able to drive down that street that had all the food. And anytime that I went to work, I would drive down that street that had all the food. So I remember having like bad days and calling Danny and I was like, I really just want to stop at Taco Bell. Taco Bell was always my favorite. And now thinking back, Taco Bell isn't even that good. Like Taco Bell is good, but Taco Bell isn't that good. So I realized that I could take tacos and I could have tacos, but I could have taco salads and I could use more lettuce than I'm going to get from eating just one taco shell and hardly getting any food. And I could make a higher volume food, or I could buy like 50 calorie. There's these extreme wellness tortillas. I don't know if you guys have had them.
I have not.
But they literally are the best tortillas and I swear by them. And for me, it was tacos. Like, I just realized I could easily use that and use all the vegetables. And
I'm glad you brought up Taco Bell. Settle this debate for me because my wife and I were going back and forth on this last night. She was like, Taco Bell over Chipotle. I'm like, wait, what? That face.
Well, former 485-pound me would say I've never had Chipotle in my life.
Yeah.
But I do know what Chipotle is now, and I still have hardly never had Chipotle in my life, sadly. But I do know if I was on a weight loss journey, Chipotle would be 10 times better for me than Taco Bell.
No kidding. Mm-hmm. Danny, what's your go-to like meal?
For me, like I would say my go-to meal would probably be Chinese food. That's my weakness.
That was your weakness?
Yeah. Just General Tso's and crab ragoons. Yeah. Go-to, man.
Right on. So when is the point where the fed up comes in, where fat girl fed up? When are you getting fed up? Who makes the call, by the way? Who says, damn it, it's time to make a change? Or was that even a point? I mean, what happened?
I think that I always wanted to lose weight. Like, my whole life I've wanted to lose weight because my whole life I've been overweight. Yeah. And so every single year I was like, I'm going to set a New Year's resolution. Mm-hmm. I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to do it. And then, or every single week I was like, okay, it's Monday. This is the Monday that I'm going to change my life. And then by the weekend, somebody, or even not even by the weekend, by lunchtime, somebody's bringing free donuts in the office. And I'm I can't say no to free. Like, I told you I was an extreme couponer. I'm getting my free donuts. And so it just kind of became over and over, where eventually I remember one time I was sitting at work and it was probably December, and I had told the girls that I was going to start another diet again. Like, I cried wolf a lot. Yeah. And I ended up ordering pizza, and she's like, I thought that you're going to start your diet, Lexi. Like, she nicely called me out, which I'm really glad that she did.
Isn't that the worst though, right? When somebody does that?
It is. It was.
What are you doing?
But it was, now I realize I was like, oh. And I think I even threw my food away because I was like, yeah, but I didn't start my diet then. I was like, you're right. Okay, eventually I'm going to quit doing this crap. And I always knew that I wanted to lose weight because even October before that, I got a dress in the mail that I still have to this day that didn't fit me. And I was like, one day I'm going to lose weight. I didn't have any plans to lose weight that week. I just knew one day I was going to lose weight. Like, I always just kind of had like, I don't know, like faith that I would get there, that I was not supposed to be who I was. And in 2012, here's a fun story. I actually lost 70 pounds on my own.
Wow.
And Danny wasn't doing it with me. We were together, but he wasn't ready. And it's really hard. You cannot make somebody else want to change. So he tried, but he just wasn't on the same level as me. So eventually I stopped. And that time I started at 423 in 2012. And I was like, I will never get to almost 500 pounds. So 2012, I lost 70 pounds, gained it back. 2013, I think I lost 40 pounds, gained it back. 2015, like I kept going through the cycle until finally 2016, I guess I was just fed up and I was who I needed to be.
Yep.
And I realized that if I did not get my health under control, that I was not going to be able to be a mom and I was not going to be able to start a family with Danny one day. And I knew that I was 25 years old. And if I didn't do something, that I might not live to see my 30th birthday. So I think that the fear of death and the fear of not being able to do something that I always wanted to do and to let Danny down and to feel like Danny might even have to be potentially my caretaker.
Yeah.
Because I weighed 485 pounds. So I did get almost to 500 pounds when I thought I never would. Just kind of motivated me. And then I set a New Year's resolution and he agreed. And this time we like hit the ground running. And my best friend challenged us to 30 days of no eating out, which was insane because we ate out every single meal. And 30 days of no cheat meals, I had no idea how to cook. All I could cook was eggs. Danny knows that is completely 100% true.
It's a good thing to know, by the way.
Yeah.
I like some eggs.
Yeah, at least I could eat eggs.
Yeah.
So, and then 30 minutes in the gym 5 times a week. I was 485 pounds. I knew nothing about that. No alcohol, no soda. I drank Mountain Dew like it was water. We both did.
God,
Like we ate and drank all the same things. Like our lifestyle was completely the same. We lived on our couch every single night.
Binge watching Netflix and mindlessly eating.
Yeah, that's what our relationship revolved around.
And that's the thing. I think the big key in weight loss is changing like your relationship with food, because it goes like, it goes so much more than just weight loss. Nutrition, I feel like is a big key factor in that. And if you don't start your journey in the right way and change your relationship with food, then it's going to make it 10 times harder for you.
No, I agree. And just to back up just a little bit, when you said when you lost the 70 pounds that he wasn't quite ready, where's your head at that point? Because I know we hear a lot about couples. One wants to do it, one doesn't, and there can be the struggle, like, what are we making for dinner, that kind of stuff. So where's your head at? And talk a little bit about those challenges, because I feel like it's going to help a lot of people to understand, kind of where that's at. So talk about where your head was at that point.
For me, like, honestly, where my head was I was like, man, I'm not that big, I'm not that big. I can lose the weight real easy, who cares?
So it wasn't like a rebellious, ain't nobody telling me. I think that was my problem. Like, my wife, my mother's like, you need to lose that weight. And I'm like, ain't nobody telling me what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But you were like, I feel good where I'm at. You were comfortable where you were at.
Yeah, and that's where I was at, like, mindset. But if I step back and just looked at myself, then like I clearly needed to lose weight.
Sure.
And I wasn't.
Your highest, you were what?
My highest, I was 280 pounds. Yeah, 280 pounds.
That's right where I'm at right now.
Yeah. But once I just thought about it, and I was like, I think I seen a picture of myself, and I was like, man, like I wasn't happy with myself.
Yeah.
I wasn't happy with the way I looked. So,
that's what does it, right? It's a picture, man. It's always a picture. Like, I've made this reference once before, but it's like you have a day where like you feel good. Like me, I used to always just spike the hair up. I'm like, hey, I'm looking good today. I feel like good. Let's get a picture.
Yeah.
But like somebody else takes that picture, by the way, and that's a whole different ball game. You see that
all
belly hanging a different way, and
they don't got your
tough.
angles. Yep.
Yeah.
I know.
And I don't even think it's like you're hiding something. It's like you're used to the way you take the picture, and it looks good to you.
Yeah.
And so you don't think there's a problem.
Yeah, and that's what sucks, because you really think you look differently, but in all honesty, you weigh more than what you think, and it's just. But for me, once like I seen that picture, and I was like, man, like no, I want to change. And I seen Lexi, she was losing weight, and I was like, wow, like she's doing really good. And like I was like, man, I can't stand here and be stagnant.
Yeah.
Well, that was more down the line in 2016,
Yeah.
though. You kind of lost weight with me in 2012, but it wasn't like, it was
No,
more
yeah,
like,
yeah.
babe, you go ahead, and then when you lose weight, then I'll jump on board. Like, you weren't trying to be mean, you just were happy with yourself. You didn't
Right.
want to lose
Yeah.
weight. So you're like, yeah, go ahead, and then if I need to, eventually I'll jump on board, but... I had a lot of weight to lose because I was still over 400 pounds. But
Yeah, and
But mentally, you were feeling good, though, because I think that's a big part of this, and we'll definitely get into this, but I feel like the mental game is so much stronger than the physical game, and people don't talk about this nearly enough.
Oh, yeah.
And so you were actually in a spot where you were feeling good about it at one point.
yeah. Like I was in a spot, and I felt good. Like I didn't think I really need to lose anything.
Yeah.
And I did. I needed to. But it just took it took a while. It took some time, and Lexi was working out, eating like perfect basically, and like I was working out, and I was just kind of going through the motions. I wasn't really my diet wasn't on point, but as she kept going and as she kept progressing and doing better, I'm like, man, I need to step up. I need to change me. Because I was starting to analyze myself, like take a step back and just kind of look at myself. I'm like, no, there's a lot I can improve on, and I want to.
Right. But it took still a few more years before you got to it at that point. Because you said, 16 when you guys started?
2016 is when we both fully committed. Like, we were always trying to lose weight together, and we would lose a few pounds here and there, and then we just gain it back. Like, we'd quit.
Sure.
But, like, your typical New Year's resolutions, like, not a lot of people stick to a New Year's resolution. So it's still crazy to me that ours has made it so long.
Right.
But just by, like, the middle of the year, I think that where we really struggled was, we were younger. So it was a lot of our friends wanting to go out. They wanted to go party. They wanted to have barbecues, and we couldn't do that stuff. And then we would do all that stuff, and we would eat all that food with them. And then, by the weekend, we just would quit, and eventually we just didn't get back on track anymore.
Yeah, and then basically fast forward to the New Year's resolution. That's when it stuck for me.
Well, I think it also stuck when going back to it, like we were talking about, I think that the reason it stuck is because this time it was different because we had a goal in mind. So instead of being like, okay, we're going to do really good, and then I might have those donuts by noon.
Yep.
I couldn't, because my rule for myself was no cheat meals. So I wasn't making it halfway through the week, and then by the weekend demolishing all my progress only to start over and never see progress because I ruined it on the weekend. So that first week I lost, I think, like 12 pounds, and I was like, oh man, I can do this. And I started learning how to cook healthy meals. And I started learning that the foods that I was craving that I couldn't have because I set this challenge for myself, that I can make in healthy ways. And so by the end of it, we didn't feel like we were on a diet anymore. We felt like it was a lifestyle change, and everything that we did before, like just sitting on our couch, like we didn't want to do that anymore because we started feeling lazy, and we started feeling that going to the gym made us feel 10 times better than any type of like fast food flavor ever did.
Yeah.
And long term too.
Yeah, and I think I really think setting goals for yourself is key.
Yeah.
Because that was like a goal for us. It was partly short term and long term. And I really think that if you set a goal for yourself, that's really going to help you stick to it. And say you complete that goal, then reward yourself with something small,
Sure.
And it like tricks your mind a little bit, and it helps you, I feel like.
Definitely. I like circle back to something you said about finding the foods that you like and making healthier versions. I talk about this a lot, and I know you have as well, about kind of customizing it to you and finding that way, because I think a lot of people, they think, oh shit, well, here's a diet and I have to give up X, Y, and Z.
Yep.
Like I have to do this, have to do that. Psych themselves out.
Mm-hmm.
You psych yourself out, it's game over.
Yeah.
So you found a way to things that you like and make a way to make healthier versions. And I love that. I like to call it hacking a diet. That's my
I'll take
buzzword
it.
for it.
Yeah.
And I like that. I think I wish more people would I think maybe a lot of people, they just don't know this information. Like they don't think about it. They just have this typical thing of a diet. I have to go on this. I have to go on that.
I have to eat salad for the rest of my life. And
Yes.
that's not it at all. Like I didn't eat salad for the first 6 months of my journey, to be honest with you.
Wow.
No salad, no seafood. And that's what people think you have to live off of.
Yeah.
And I didn't eat those things.
Yeah.
So I think that people just think that, okay, I can't have chocolate. Okay, well, I was eating chocolate every single day. I still kind of eat chocolate every day, but I eat it in forms like a protein bar.
Yep.
Or I eat a square of dark chocolate. I don't eat the whole bar. Like, portion control is so important. Or if I want ice cream, I'm eating Enlightened instead of calorie-full Breyers or something. Or if I want pizza, I'm not ordering my stuffed crust anymore. I'm making it on a tortilla or cauliflower crust, like with veggies instead of meat lovers. Like, there are literally so many changes that are just such small things that you can do that will add up to thousands of calories gone, and the pounds will just go away themselves.
Yeah, you'd be surprised
Yeah.
how that works out. So you guys made a pact together. We're gonna do this.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna make this happen. 2016. And so when you say that and you I guess you get the gym membership. Is that how you start? You just show up at the gym?
I actually started going to the gym in 2012 when I lost the 70 pounds.
Well,
So
right, yeah.
We, by then I think it had expired and I had to re-show up.
Yeah.
But we just decided we were going to go to the gym 5 times a week for 30 minutes. For me, like, I was 485, so I already struggled. Every morning I woke up, I was fatigued. It didn't matter if I slept 8 hours. It didn't matter if I slept 14 hours. I was still tired just because my body couldn't hang. And I was out of breath all the time. I had joint pain. My stomach touched my steering wheel every single morning. And to walk into that gym, like, I was scared, but I had Danny by my side, thankfully.
Yeah.
And I just told myself that, if people were going to stare at me, they were going to stare at me, and I was going to give them a reason to stare at me. And that I was going to work to be the hardest worker in the room. And, I was there for me. I wasn't there for anybody else. And we all start somewhere. Nobody'd look at me now and be like, oh, there's that girl that was 485 pounds. Like, they might actually think I might look like a little athlete these days, maybe. Just maybe.
Well, and that's awesome that you have someone to go with you. But what's your best advice for somebody that doesn't have that partner or companion to go with? How do you tell somebody's listening right now, they want to start tomorrow. What's the first bit of advice you're going to give them? Maybe they're a little shy about going to the gym, or they're just not sure. What would you tell them?
I mean, first of all, you don't have to go to the gym.
Yeah.
If you want to start working out at home, that is fine. If you want to dance in your underwear in your front room, that is fine. Like, any type of movement is going to make a difference, even if it's just walking.
Just start.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just start. Like, even if you give up your binge watching Netflix and you start walking your dog at night, like anything like that, or you do squats on your lunch break at your desk. Like, I think people underestimate how much just moving can make a difference. And I think that if you're going to go to the gym, you have to remember, like I said, like, we all start somewhere.
Yeah.
Like, everybody started. They were not the perfect athlete. They didn't just wake up and have muscles. Like, they had to work for it too, just like you're going to have to. But people aren't there to judge you. They're there for them, just like you're there for you. And it's something you have to do to change your life. So you got to do it. And yeah.
And you can do it.
You can do it.
No, I love that. And so when you guys are getting started, are you going really heavy on like the cardio at first, or did you have a balance? Or
I had to do 30 minutes of cardio 5 times a week. Just because I was 485 pounds. I was probably over the weight limit, to be honest with you, for the machine. To me, it's still crazy to me that I did that, because 485 on an elliptical, that sounds really, really hard.
Was that your go-to, by the way, the elliptical?
It's like a cross ramp because you can change the incline, but it's basically an elliptical. But it didn't hurt my joints. But I didn't think about it. Like, I didn't think about it as a limitation.
Yep.
I just did it because I wanted to do it. And it's crazy to me now. And I feel like if I would have thought about it now, I might try and talk myself out of it, which is, I don't know. I know that sounds weird, but
not at all. We get in our way so often.
Exactly. We mentally talk ourselves out of things.
Yeah.
But my gym was not staffed after hours, and I was working 10-hour shifts, so I had to make the time to get my workout in. So Danny and I were going to the gym. It was like 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah, 8 o'clock.
But we knew that we had to do it. So I went in there, and even if I was walking, I felt like on that elliptical, as long as I was moving, I made sure I did 30 minutes. And I challenged myself to do more every single time, and it almost kind of made it fun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it got easier over time. It never gets easier. You get stronger. But that's where I started. And Danny, you were right there by my side most nights.
Yeah, 30 minutes of cardio. And then I feel like maybe halfway through, I'm like, well, I should probably try and lift weights and build muscle. I'd like to have some muscles.
Months, probably.
Yeah. It was ways down.
We kept our head down for a few months until we got comfortable.
It's got to be a great sense of feeling. You get in there, you get a good sweat. I can't tell you how many bad days I've had, and I walk in a gym and I'm like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to do shit. I just want to sit in the locker room. I got dressed. I just want to sit in the locker room and just play on my phone for 20 minutes. And then you get up, you tell yourself you go do it, and then you just feel amazing afterwards. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. All the endorphins. And that's something that actually motivates me a lot is that feeling, because I always remember that feeling, because I think that those are the important workouts, are the ones you don't want to do. Like, those are the ones that make you realize just like how strong you are and how capable that you really are.
Yeah, doing the things that you don't want to, that are harder for you to do, are only going to build you to be a better person and make you better.
Yeah, no, I agree. Now, how far in do we start documenting this journey? When does this come into play? How does the idea, when does it come in?
Fun times. Okay, so basically I worked at a law firm in 2016, and in January we were doing a fitness challenge, weight loss challenge, which I won, by the way. Anyways, so the girls at work, well, we all did this together, and they started seeing me lose weight. Well, they told me that I should join Instagram because they've been watching people on Instagram. Apparently, they're like influencers who lose weight and they document it. I don't know. I didn't know what that meant. Right. But they told me I should join, and I was like, that's really weird. Why would I share my life with people on the internet? Like, that's kind of awkward. I don't really know what to say, but I guess I'll do it anyways. But I didn't even do it the first time. I didn't do it till the second time she told me. Like, she kept hounding me. And so I remember I finally joined Instagram. I was like, okay, well, what do I post? I don't know what to do. And so I think my first post is a picture of some chicken and green beans broccoli, because how basic is that?
Yeah.
And my second one is like a random selfie, and I'm like, just having a good night. Hope you are too. And then over time, but that was May of 2016, I'd already lost 100 pounds.
Yeah.
Imagine if I would have started it from the beginning. I wish I would have, but even when somebody told me, I didn't believe in myself to do it, because I thought I'd have maybe 10 friends that were my followers that were my actual friends and not a million people all around the world. So it's still like, I'm still like, whoa, how did we get here? But yeah, so May 2016, and here we are today.
God, I just remember my first few pictures on Instagram. They were just dreadful. They were just like, hey, here's me with a Miller Lite. Here's me at this concert. Here's me and my dog. What was some of your first posts, Danny?
Oh God, just I feel like for me, I got in the same trend of standing in the mirror, taking a selfie.
Yeah.
And that was just, I got to a spot where I was doing that over and over, and I was like, what am I doing? I need to like mix it up. I need to add some food. I need to add my workouts, different content, you know? And for me, I think that was key, because it was able to help more of the followers and give them an idea of what I was doing, what I was eating, and more of what my life looked like.
Right.
To be honest, Fat Girl Fed Up, actually, I made a Tumblr in 2012. I came up with that name.
No kidding.
That's how long I've had that in my mind.
Is that still up?
Yeah, it's still up, because I go back to it because I have 10 reasons why I want to lose weight.
Okay.
And I like to read them because it reminds me of why I wanted to do this.
Definitely.
Before I like completely wanted to do this.
Yep.
So yeah, that actually started. And when I made my Instagram, I made Fat Girl Fed Up like a year before my friend told me to do it. And I just made it for me, and I made it, and I didn't post on it. And then one of my friends found it, and I had my starting weight on it, and I was like, oh no. So I deleted my friend so he wouldn't see my starting weight. I hated my starting weight that much. And I made my page private, and I didn't touch it until finally that girl at work was finally like, you should do it. And I was like, well, Fat Girl Fed Up, I guess I could keep that name. I mean, I don't know how I came up with it.
Yeah.
But it took, and so here we are.
And then you start documenting. So what was like when you first started going with it? So you were just like, you had your food, you had your workouts and stuff like that. And how were you getting it to grow? Are you using like the hashtags early on? Were you smartened up to that early on?
I've always used hashtags because I didn't really know what I was doing. But my friend was like, you use hashtags on Instagram, right? That's how it works. And I was like, okay. And he's like, you want to use all the hashtags? And I was like, okay. So I just kind of kept using hashtags, and then like people just started commenting, and I was like, whoa, maybe this is something, because people started to be like, wow, you're really motivating.
Yeah.
Or wow, you're really helping me. Or because of you, I went to the gym today. And I was like, me? I wait, what? I still have a lot of weight to lose, but okay. And then I would be like, oh, if I don't go to the gym, they're going to know because I didn't post a photo. So then it became accountability.
Yeah.
And then I started making friends. And then it was awesome. Like, I never expected it to be anything. But then I realized, like, I made the page at the beginning for me. But over time, I realized it wasn't about me. It was something that I could use to inspire other people and help other people. And it became like this whole like platform and community. And it's been great.
No, I love that you said that because I remember when I started documenting, I'm like, I'm going to put it up there because I know in the past when I didn't put anything out there like Facebook, MySpace, whatever, and people would ask, hey, I thought you were like trying to lose weight or something.
Yep.
And I hated being asked that because I knew I was in the wrong, but we don't want to be told you're doing this wrong or you're not doing it at all.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, what if, and I started like counting the days. I'm like, okay, day 1, day 2. And that was the whole thing it was for me to start out, but then you start to learn about hashtags, which by the way, folks, you can put up to 30. There's a pro tip there. You can get 30 and it just started to become a thing where people would stumble upon it. Like, okay, wait a minute. And this is exactly what you said. It's not about me anymore. There's a chance to help other people. And that really, to me, like that's more important to me than anything.
Exactly. I agree. 100%.
Yeah. And that's the bigger picture,
Yeah. Like, I don't even call my followers. Like, I'm like, I have friends.
Yeah.
Like, I have friends all over the world. It's really cool. Like, somebody messaged me the other day and they said, Lexi, I actually was about to be in a scooter and I was about to have to use a wheelchair and I wasn't going to be able to walk anymore because of my weight. And I saw your page and you saved my life. And because of you, I just did my first 5K.
That
Isn't
awesome.
that insane? So that
so
just
awesome.
just little things like that. I'm like, I'm never going to quit Instagram. I'm going to be like a 90-year-old grandma and be like, guys, I got your back. You better go to the gym today. It's going to be great.
I love that. And I think it's key, especially coming from you at the level you're at on Instagram when it's like, you're not my fans, you're not my followers, you're my friends.
Yeah.
Leave those 2 other F words out of it. Cause there's there's people like 100 followers like, oh, my fans. Like,
right. I don't want fans. I'm not famous. I'm awkward. I'm just Lexi. Like, I'm just a person that documents her weight loss journey and her whole life on social media. It's great. It's fun. It's so much fun. I like doing it. So.
How long does it take for it to start like really going off? Like when you're, I don't know, 1,000, 5,000, how quick is that rise?
I think what really happened for us.
It's funny because I know what she's going to say.
Okay.
About your grandma?
Yep.
Okay, so we have a cheerleader in our corner, and her name is, we call her Graham. She is Danny's grandma. So basically, as we're losing weight, Danny's grandma starts calling the local news outlets and is like, you need to have them on there because they're losing all this weight and they are helping people. And it's just our local news, okay?
Yeah.
And you, like, grandma, #1 fan.
It's not even CNN or nothing.
No,
it's local
It's
news.
the local news. And they swerved her. So
Yeah.
she called the other news station and left
Yeah,
them a message. And then she called the other one back again and said, you need to listen to me. I want you to interview them. If you do not interview them, I'm going to take it to a different station. And they ended up calling me back about a few days later. And I had never done an interview in my life. And I was like, you want to interview me? Okay, I guess so. I don't know what I'll say. And Danny was so scared he wouldn't do the interview with me.
I didn't do it.
I did.
Unfortunately.
You seem like you're a little bit shy. Like,
I
no
did
offense.
it.
I get
No,
it because
no,
I'm
no.
like that too.
I did it by myself. Fun fact, we just did a follow-up interview again with the same channel.
Oh, yeah, I think I saw you post
He did it
about
with
that.
me this time.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, I was
But
on there that time.
His grandma reached out to them. So we did this news interview. So we're not thinking of it. We're like,
Yeah.
okay, we can help people in our community.
Sure.
This is going to be really cool. Well, the next day, I'm sitting at work browsing the internet like I'm not supposed to. Anyways.
We all do it.
Yeah. The Scottish newspaper, I don't know what they are, who they are, where they are.
Yeah.
They picked it up. And so I'm like, okay, well, that's cool. And then a few hours later, I start Googling my name. And I'm like, Lexi Reed weight loss. And it's like women's health. And I'm like, well, why didn't they email me and tell me, like, this is a big deal? I would like to know women's health. Like,
Sure.
whoa, that's cool.
Yeah.
Like, that's big things to this little
They got that in the
Indiana couple.
supermarket
Like,
on the.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so then I'm like sitting there and I start Googling again, like a few hours later, and it's on another site. And I'm like, what is happening? And then I get a message on my Facebook from Rachel Ray wanting Danny and I to be on the show. And I'm like,
Wow.
are you kidding? Like, is this real life? And I didn't think it was real because I
Yeah.
was like, again, why do you want to email? Why do you want to interview us?
Right,
Like,
us?
we just
What?
lost weight.
We just
All
lost
did
weight.
Probably
was
some
lost
fake
weight.
page. You probably thought, yeah.
Like somebody's
Trolling us.
trolling me.
Yeah.
And so we were on Rachel Ray, and then I don't even know. It's like after that, it just kind of went crazy. And then like the New Year's resolutions started again. So we were like your Epitone New Year's resolution, like fitness couple who had set that New Year's resolution. So everybody wanted to interview us about how we lost weight with the New Year's resolution. And then it was like on the Daily Mail, and like different people just started picking it up and sharing it, and people were following me, and I think people were telling their friends about me.
And what are you at, like 25, 50K, somewhere in there at this point, or?
Probably 50.
Okay, probably 50.
Yeah, I probably didn't get to about 200K until probably about May 2017. So give or take.
Because you were at 300K when I came in.
Yeah, give or take a year, probably about 200K, which is insane.
Oh yeah.
I mean, May 2019 would be 3 years, right? Because, oh my God.
Yeah. I just hit 5K and I'm in shock.
I'm at 1 million. And that is, it's insane. Like, it's so, so cool to be able to help that many people and feel like as I recover, like I'm not alone and 1 million people are in my corner. Yeah. That's been really, really neat.
It's your tribe right there.
Yes. My Fed Up fam, my tribe. It's really cool because I get to help a lot of people. Like, even with like my diet bets, I have 9,000 people like I get to help a month lose weight. So we're very, very blessed.
Oh, yeah. And it's amazing.
What's your reaction when you see your wife's page just blowing the hell up, right? I mean, it's popping.
Yeah, it's crazy. Just seeing that, it's nuts because we'll go to bed and then wake up the next day and, oh, well, here's like 20K more. And it's like, what? How did that happen? Overnight?
Literally overnight.
Yeah, and then it's nuts. But the thing is it's awesome because that's so many more people that we can like impact and like help, because that's what it's all about. And at the end of the day is being able to help people and showing them our life and how we done certain things, that what worked for us. And and I mean, it's just we can
have
help
a voice.
Yeah, have a voice for so many people.
You got the attention to go to the SAG. Who set up that?
L'Oreal.
So they
reached
somehow
out to
found
me.
out about you. Yeah.
Yeah, they wanted to feature me as one of their strong women, and I was like, is this real life? Every time I get these emails, I'm still like, I don't think this is real, Danny.
Yeah.
Like, it's insane because again, I just lost weight. Like, I never expected to get anything from it. Like, there's no amount of money or
you were just doing what you thought was right. I need to lose weight.
Yeah, there's nothing that you could pay me or anything to lose 312 pounds. Like, the life I'm living it's amazing. So I'm very, very blessed. But
I feel like with the SAG Awards, like after that happened, like I feel like then your social media blew up even more.
We've done Good Morning America. We've done Megyn Kelly. We've done like online, like different interviews for places like the Today Show. I was just scrolling social media last night and saw my face on Shape, and I was like, wait, that's my picture. Wait, what? No, wait, what?
And the winners are the people that follow your page, and they're getting all this knowledge.
Yeah, I try it because I'm not selling you anything.
No.
I'm just here to give you tips, like tell you what worked for me, because I'm just your average person. And that's what I think people need to realize is there's nothing special about Danny and I that somebody else could not do exactly what we did, because we lay down the blueprint of exactly what we did every single day. Like, hey, we're at this restaurant, but instead of ordering all this ranch on our salad, we're going to get on the side. Or we're going to get half our meal to go, or we're going to use smaller plates for portion control. Like, we don't hold anything back. We're like, I want you to do this. I'm trying to give you all the information you need to succeed. Please take it. So it's just up to people if they want to take it, but it's there.
Yeah, what's the one story? I know you shared the one about the woman doing the 5K. Is there one even greater than that just blew your mind? Like, wow, I inspired this person.
I mean, there are literally so many different ones. Like, I'm very blessed. I have a lot of friends that, have played in my diet bets. Like Brittany, I hung out with her the other day. She's lost over 300 pounds.
Yeah.
Like, to feel like, I know what it's like to lose over 300 pounds, and I know how big of a difference in your life that can make. So even if I inspire somebody to lose like even 10 pounds, like that makes a difference. So there are literally so many, but I don't know. I can't pinpoint one more than somebody basically saving their life. Like, there's been a lot of that. Like, because of you, I'm not on my medication anymore. Or because of you, I went to the gym today. Or because of you, I got healthy for my kids, and now I can play with them, and I don't have to not do this with them anymore. Like, that's giving them their parent back. That's giving them their life back. Like, there's so many different There's a ton. There's a lot.
No, that's huge. I think we were talking about it coming up the elevator. It's like how many people you guys have gotten to meet. You guys travel pretty frequently, right?
We try.
I feel like it every time I'm on Instagram.
I know. It looks like we do, but usually it's like we're doing something where somebody is flying us out to do like maybe an interview or something.
Sure.
But it just kind of depends. We try to travel as much as we can because we never were able to because of our weight, because of our finances. Danny had never even seen the ocean until he met me. So it wasn't until recently, probably in these last 2 years, that we even saw anywhere else other than really Indiana. So it looks like we do, but it's only because we're like jamming it all in now before we have kids. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. And so you've gotten to meet a lot of people as a result of this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So many cool, like inspirational, like people, and just it's crazy.
We've done meetups. We've met people like Bob Harper, Chrissy Metz, like famous people. We've met obviously you. Like we've made friends all over the United States. Like it's been incredible. Yeah, all kinds of people. It's really cool to have because I was always shy. Like I never talked. Like I sound like I'm confident now, but that's because I spent so many years just not talking and hiding and being shy. I was the person who actually took a 0 in speaking class and would rather fail than give a speech and talk in front of people.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, all right, give me the microphone. Well, as long as there's if there were people in here, like 20 people, I could not speak right now. I just want you to know.
Oh, you could. It'd just be a little harder.
It would be scary. I would do it because feel the fear and do it anyway. But yeah, I'm definitely not a public speaker. But weight loss has definitely brought me out of my comfort zone, and we're trying to bring Danny out slowly but surely.
Yeah, slowly but surely. I'm getting there.
He's getting there. Yeah.
What are any hang-ups you may have about like kind of, talking more, or, what have you?
Well, for me, like, because we done a meetup and I was in front of a lot of people, and for me, like, I'll get nervous when I'm in front of a lot of people, and then like I'll start stumbling over my words. And I'm like, and then I got to start over. I'm like, okay, sorry guys, I don't do this very often.
Yeah, but no, I think once you put it out there like that, people, they kind of understand.
Yeah.
I get the same way. You start stumbling over stuff, like, I mean, like this is our second time like hanging out. And so if I stumble on a word, that's just because I'm just like, it's still new. That's one of the things I do with the podcast. I don't know if you guys know this, but like when I talk to people from Instagram, we've never talked before. Like we actually had the benefit of sitting down the other day and talking, but like most of the chats that I have, I've never even talked. And so it's really unique to connect. And that's one of the things about getting out of your comfort zone is talking to people you've never talked to before and talking in a long form like this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, I agree with that 100%. It's really neat.
Yeah. No, I think it's great. So obviously the plan is you guys want to get on the road more and see more people. Is that what you guys hope to do? Or
hopefully, I plan to write a book in the future about weight loss.
Yeah.
Lay out
About
the game plan a
your
little
story.
bit more. Yeah. And then hopefully if I could do a book tour, that would be great. But yeah, I definitely want to travel more. We've never been outside of the U.S. ever. We've never done a cruise, but all these things that we're able to do now are on our bucket list before we have baby Reed, because eventually we still do want to have kids, but now we can actually travel. So yeah. So travel more, reach our goals, recover.
Yeah.
I mean, that's going to be a process in
still...
itself. I don't know if I'm going to have more surgery. I just don't know what the future holds.
So as of today, you've lost how many pounds as of today?
Well, I lost 312 pounds, but they said they removed 7 pounds. So the board at the hospital said 320, but I'm waiting for the scale to catch up. So I don't know. We'll see after I'm done swelling, but.
And you've lost how much?
I've lost
95 pounds.
Yeah, 95 pounds. Well, but I'm right there at the mark. Because I want to get to 100.
Yeah.
And I'm right there
it's
away.
A beautiful thing.
Yeah, 5 pounds. I'm like, man, so close, but yeah, so far away.
And I'm so excited that we're in the same room, because normally when somebody says I lost X amount of pounds, I'm like, virtual fist bump. But you guys are here in the room, so I'm going to go ahead and give you a fist bump. Boom. I love that.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Because, I mean, when you think about that, it's like, that's a lot of freaking weight.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And that brings us to where we're at right here, right now, sitting in the middle of the city, Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
You had skin removal surgery. Talk about that.
Oh, it's painful. It hurts. But basically, I have suffered with pain since February.
Yeah.
And I did not know what was causing my pain. I went to several doctors because I just had like a pulling. Like, it's really hard to describe it. But if you just think about the fact that I have so much loose skin weighing down on my neck, I didn't realize that was the problem because nobody talks about the pain with loose skin. Like they talk about the vanity of cosmetic surgery, the transformation, but nobody talks about the fact that it hurts. I have to tuck. I don't have to now, but I had to tuck in my skin every single day. If I wore the wrong pants, then my skin was just going to flap and I was going to be uncomfortable and it was going to hurt. If I wore the wrong material pants, my pants were just going to fall down. So I had to be really, really conscious about what I wore, and I was very well at hiding it. So I knew what pants I could wear. I knew what shirts I could wear. I knew if I wanted to wear shorts, I had to wear longer shorts. I had to wear Bermudas because if I didn't, people would look at my legs. They still look at my legs when I wear Bermudas. But basically, I spent a lot of months with Danny going to the doctor, trying to find out what was wrong with me, being put on several different antibiotics that I didn't obviously need, which is scary because there are times that I cried to Danny because I didn't know what was wrong with me, right?
Yeah.
I would sit in the truck.
Just trying to figure it out. And that's the thing. Like we weren't sure, and we exhausted every avenue to try and figure out what it was.
That and you go through all this losing weight, and you're like, why do I still feel like shit?
Yeah, like you don't.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. You would never be like, oh, it's my skin that I live in.
Yeah,
like, my skin is now hurting me and causing me pain.
It's something so simple, but we didn't at that time understand.
Yeah,
sure.
So basically, yeah. So after all these months of self-diagnosing, going to the doctors being like, maybe you have a sinus infection. And I'm like, okay, well, they told me that it's
Right.
a long story.
Okay,
At one
fair
point,
enough.
they told me I had a root canal. So I was like, maybe that causes my neck pain. I don't know. I went to the dentist. I got that fixed. Still had pain. So I'm like, maybe they didn't get it. Is there an infection in my bone in my tooth? Yeah, there is. Okay. So then they gave me antibiotics for that. And finally, I was like, I'm not taking any more antibiotics because I know it cannot be good to be on antibiotics 5 times in a row, back to back. And I would sit and I would cry and tell Danny, I don't know if I'm going to wake up tomorrow. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I know my body and these doctors will not listen to me and something is wrong. And it wasn't until I was standing in the mirror in my bathroom, and I remember it like it was yesterday, and I was in my underwear, and I'm just looking in the mirror, pulling up my skin like I do every now and then, just looking at it, and Danny stood behind me, and he literally lifted my whole stomach up, and I could actually see what I would look like without my skin, but it was the first time I did not feel my neck pain, and I was like, oh my God.
That aha moment.
Yeah, and I was like, Danny, what if my skin is causing me my pain? And so he put my skin down and he picked it up again and he's like, do you feel better? And I said, yeah, my posture is better. And then he would drop it and I would just fling
So
forward.
it's like immediate. It's like on off, like a light switch.
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't had neck pain since I had my skin removed.
Yeah.
Granted, I'm still going to have pain, I'm sure, because I still have boobs and once I start working out and stuff like
Sure,
that.
yeah.
Not to be TMI, but it's true. But I would do high intensity cardio and my skin would just bounce and running and jumping jacks. So it's not like I was doing like walking. Like this is high intensity pulling on my neck. My bra would be so heavy that my arm would go numb.
Yeah.
And that was where I was like, why is my arm numb? Why do I have headaches? Why does my neck feel like it's pulling? Maybe it's something in my mouth. I don't know what's going on. Maybe it is my sinuses. I don't know.
Yeah.
So he did that. And then the next few days, he gave me massages. Because I would be sitting on my computer trying to do like my diet bet and my different Instagram stuff, looking down, typing, literally bawling my eyes out because my neck hurt so bad.
Yeah.
And he gave me a massage and like my body felt like it went numb almost. And then I could function for the rest of the day. I was fine.
Yep.
Right?
So from there on, it was massages every day.
Every single day. And then finally, after I realized, okay, my skin is the problem, I was like, guys, like I've been secretly suffering because I'm not going to get online and tell people, hey, I hurt. Like, I don't know what's wrong with me and worry people because I was worried.
You'd rather know what it is and then share it.
And because if you tell other people also, they're going to, for one, think you're complaining.
Yeah.
For two, they're going to tell you what you don't want to hear. You probably have cancer, you're dying, you know?
Yeah,
And I'm already in my
probably
head like
100
something's
DMs.
wrong with me. Exactly.
Yeah.
And I didn't need others to diagnose me when I'm trying to figure it out myself. And I don't want to complain. Like, my page is positivity. So I was like, I will suffer in silence. I have Danny. And so I didn't say anything from February until I figured it out in September.
Right.
And I mean, on my story, I might have mentioned it a few times. Like, hey, guys, I'm having pain. I don't know what's wrong. So I've been missing. And so once I did that, I just kind of decided that I was going to have loose skin surgery, and I started posting about it. I found a different bra that actually put everything where it should be.
And that was
that
game changer
changed
for
my
you.
life because my skin wasn't just like hanging. And basically, to find out if it was my skin, I reached out to my surgeon, Dr. Joseph Michaels.
Yes.
And I asked him, does this happen to people? Because I've never heard anybody talking about it at all.
Right.
And he said, yeah.
And how do you land on him, by the way?
I had followed him secretly for like a year because I'd seen other people use him for surgery.
Right.
And I mean, it wasn't because I wanted surgery, but it was because I saw the results.
It's like a curiosity thing.
Well, I have a lot of friends who are Instagrammers who have lost weight.
Yeah.
So I want to be able to be like, you should go to this guy. Like, I don't want to worry about my friends that decide they want surgery too, you know? So I kind of followed him, and I knew I always kind of probably wanted my legs done at least. I never expected my stomach because I wanted to have kids.
Yeah.
But when I found out it was the pain, I couldn't live in pain. So
No.
I knew I had to do something ASAP.
It's not a cosmetic thing. You're doing it because you need to do it.
Exactly. That's why I was like, every day I didn't know if something was going to go wrong because my hand was going numb. So I didn't know if I was going to move wrong. So basically, long story short, I reached out to him. I asked him if it happened. He said, yes, loose skin can cause a lot of problems. It can throw off your posture. It can throw off your balance. It can do, I don't even remember what else he said. But then I reached out to my friend Jacqueline, who has had multiple loose skin surgeries. She said that she had the same thing. Her surgeon told her that her pain was caused by her loose skin and that she would physically lay in bed and could hardly lift her neck. It was so heavy.
Wow.
And I tried that and my neck shook. I could not hardly lift my own neck because it was so heavy. Same thing with my legs, which I already knew were a problem. But it finally all made sense. So I ended up posting that I was, hey, guys, I just want to let you know I've been having some pain. I think I'm going to have to do something. And then I just started, I was like, if we're going to do it, we're going to do it. I cannot sit here and think about it because I'm terrified of needles.
Yeah.
So as soon as I decided I was going to just go ahead and use my surgeon, I was going to get it done. I was like, when is the soonest you can get me in? Because, you know, it's not just a surgery. Like, I have priorities. I have responsibilities and meetups and events that I have to do. I have work that I have to do. I have people who count on me. I have, you know, it's a long recovery. It's 6 weeks. I have different things I have to do. I have to make sure my bills are paid. It's expensive. It's a very expensive surgery, and it's a lot of pain. So he ended up telling me the soonest he could do it was Halloween, and that was only about a month out. And I was like, let's do it because I can't think about it or I'll back out. Yeah. And now I'm like, okay, that was the best thing I could have done for myself. Even though I was terrified, it was the best decision I've ever made in my life because, like I said, I haven't had any pain. Yeah. But not to say I won't when I start working out again. But currently, I'm good.
You're feeling good.
Danny tries to give me a massage, and I'm like, my body hurts already. My tummy is fine. I'm good. My neck's okay now.
Don't worry about it.
No more massages. Don't give me more massages.
Maybe later, but right now I need to heal.
What when you got out of the surgery, man? Other than surgery pain, did you feel like almost like immediate relief? In a sense.
As far as my neck?
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't think about that at first because I was it literally was the worst pain in my life. I don't think that you can prepare anybody for that pain.
Sure.
I was a 10 out of 10 definitely when I got out. I was like sobbing.
Yeah, just coming out of anesthesia,
Yeah, well, even just to sit up or to walk, it was the worst pain. But I mean, thinking about it now, yeah, but I didn't think about it then because I was in so much pain from other stuff.
Sure.
That I just was like, what's going on? Where am I? Like, where's Danny?
And I believe you said on your Instagram they cut you all the way around. Is that accurate?
I have an incision completely around my lower body, yes.
Wow.
From my, right under my belly button to the top of my butt. Yeah, I would say, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's brutal. It's brutal. It's brutal for somebody afraid of a tattoo. So
yeah. You don't have a tattoo yet.
No, I'm gonna get one now because I survived this.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is painful. Danny can probably tell you. Well, he's got them guns. He ain't worried about that pain.
It's a good pain.
What is the tattoo, by the way? I'm sure people probably seen your Instagram, but what's the what do you got there?
Big octopus that I just got.
Nice. I like the colors on it.
It's
blue
it's super
and
bright and pops.
Yeah. That's what you like. You like the pops. You gotta make
it's the
if you're gonna put that on. First of all, you don't get something boring like black. You get colors that pop.
Emo kid.
Yeah, I know.
There.
Guilty as charged.
I get it.
Yeah. So you got 6 weeks of recovery. So where does it land you? Like around Christmas or?
Actually, I was talking to a girlfriend today who goes to a local workout class of mine, and I was like, so that literally, they said 6 weeks until aerobic exercise. Mind you, the exercise I do a local we call it like a higher intensity interval, like dance class, but it's
Yeah.
brutal. We do a lot of kicks, lunges, running. Like I get my butt kicked every single time. So to do that workout, I don't think
Yeah.
it's going to be for at least 2.5 months, to be
Okay.
honest with you. But to do like walking and stuff like that, okay, you know. But I don't see myself like doing like my favorite workouts and like hitting it hard in the gym probably until after January. But we're leaving January 6th through the 12th for a retreat at Hilton Head. So hopefully we'll get to work out with people there that come. But other than that,
Already on the road, right in the beginning of January. How much of next year do you have mapped out already? I mean, I imagine you're crazy busy.
I don't know. We're just kind of going with the flow. Right now we have events in December.
Calling your own shots.
Yeah. I would like to travel more. I would like to do more meetups. I gotta get that book done.
Yeah.
And that's the main thing on my list right now.
I've been slacking on that, by the way.
I know. I said I was gonna do it when I listen. I'm a procrastinator. I'm not afraid to throw
A
myself.
pro procrastinator.
A pro. I'm a very procrastinator. Okay, I'm not
Yeah.
afraid to throw myself under the bus. But
I'm
it's
right there
coming.
with you, dude.
It's coming. It's just time. It's finding the time to take off from Instagram because I put so much time and effort. Like Danny knows, I literally like every 2 hours I'm like, I have to post. They need me. How can I help them? Like I put my heart and soul into it every single day.
Yeah.
So I would have to step back from that a little
You need to
bit.
get one of them post schedulers. Put that thing on autopilot just a little bit.
But
Just a little bit.
I know, but the thing is, like, for me, I never really plan it. Like, I feel like I'm kind of creative in a way, but not creative, but more like today, I was just sitting in my bed, my last post, and I was like, maybe I'll make a video. Okay. Hey, guys, what's up? And then, like, I'll just be, like, eating, and I'm like, I should probably take a picture of this. Or, I don't know, like, the video I posted in my loose skin in my underwear just jumping around like a crazy person that got, like, 1 million views. I just was like,
You're just feeling it.
I'm just gonna film it. I don't know. It comes to me.
It just comes right to you on the spot. Yeah.
So if I had to
That's
schedule,
fair.
I don't know what I would post. Food.
It
would just be like food. I can't really schedule me in the gym because I hadn't been there yet.
Yeah, that's true. I can tell you when I started writing, the way I was originally going to do it, I was going to do like I'm going to write it as I'm going, so I don't forget anything. Because the whole premise of the book was going to be losing 100 pounds. But then, like you said, you start to procrastinate a little bit, and I didn't get past maybe chapter 2 or 3. I think that's about as far as I got.
Danny and I have the chapters in play, and I have my first sentence. Okay, so I've made some leeway, but it's just kind of. I think the thing that holds me back is I'm scared. Which I'm gonna be real with you. Like I don't know. Do I self-publish? Do I hire a publisher? Like. I went to school for English. I wanted to write a book, and they kicked my booty out. Because my grades were not good enough. So this is more of a thing. I'm going to do it because I have to prove to myself that even though I wasn't good enough for college, I don't need college.
Yeah.
And that I can do this on my own with my friends, with having my back.
No, that's right. We're in an interesting time because, like you said, self-published. Like I stumbled upon a service where you can actually upload a PDF of your book or whatever, and they'll print them on demand, much like, shirts, merch that we do.
Exactly.
It's on demand, and then you have the ebook like iTunes, Amazon, and it's like you can call your own shots. And yes, there's always going to be companies that are going to dangle big amounts of money like, hey, I'm going to give you this big deal.
Mm-hmm.
And it's nice to have that the comfort of knowing like they're going to pay for a tour or whatever. But then there's that other little sexy little thing at the other end of the bar. It's like, well, you can call your own shots and take more of the cut and all that stuff. So it's a very interesting time. I mean, look what you did with your Instagram.
I know. And I did that all by myself. So that's where I'm at right now. I'll figure it out. Everything will work out.
Yeah.
I believe in good karma. I believe in fate. I just think that I'll figure it out. It'll come to me.
Yeah. And YouTube.
Putting it in the universe.
You're dipping your toes in the YouTube.
I'm trying. Yeah. I'm dipping my toes in all the social media. Snapchat, all that
Twitter.
Stuff. Yeah, trying. Twitter is a whole different beast. But yeah, we both are, yeah. Danny's been doing really good with his and keeping everybody updated. And
we're finally seeing Danny post a little bit more. I like
coming out of his shell.
I told him this Sunday, but I'll say it again so now everybody can hear. I'm like, I'm so happy that he's posting more now. I like this. He did a live the other night.
Trying to update my story and actually show people what I do.
Yeah.
And just bring them into our life more so that, they get a better understanding.
Yeah. And with YouTube, I think I look at it like this, like you have Instagram, which is kind of like your short form content because you get, 15 seconds, 60 seconds. YouTube's kind of like middle of the road, and podcast is like long form. So you have like 3 layers. Are we ever going to see the Fed Up podcast by chance?
The Read Revolution.
The Read Revolution.
It already has a name.
Yeah.
Maybe now that I kind of understand more. I had no idea how to do a podcast.
You take this little recorder around everywhere. I mean, we set it up in a hotel room, and
I really should. I'll add it to my list. I got quite a few things on that. That procrastinator list. It's on there one day.
Do you have like a top 5 things you want to do next year? Do you have that at least?
Write a book.
Yep.
More YouTube videos.
Yep.
Travel more.
Get more muscle.
More meetups.
Yes.
And heal from all these surgeries.
I love it. How
Yep,
about you,
that would
Danny?
be mine.
What are you looking to do next year? Big goals.
Obviously, grow me as a person and just get better. Like with everything like about my life. I want to obviously, keep losing a little more weight, get down to the 100-pound mark, then start building a lot more muscle. That's definitely a big to do on the top of my list. But travel more, help more people out. It's numerous different things.
Yeah.
Work on our t-shirt brand.
Yeah, work on a t-shirt brand.
Some good t-shirts there. Where can they get those t-shirts, by the way?
That is in our Teespring store. So that would be teespring.com/store/fatgirlfedup.
There you go. And I think everybody knows it's pretty obvious at this point, but Instagram.com/fatgirlfedup.
Yep.
Instagram.com/discoveringdanny.
Yep.
And there it is.
Come discover me.
Guys, I have had an absolute blast. Would you believe that an hour has already passed?
That's insane.
That's crazy. It don't
That's
seem like
crazy.
it.
No, I know. This is what happens. You see, I lure you in. I'm like, let's do this little podcast thing. And next thing you know, an hour goes by and you don't even realize it.
No,
Right?
no.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
So
Thank
I'm
you.
glad you guys took the time and stopped by and had a little chat with me. I really appreciate that. And I think
Yeah.
that people got a lot of knowledge from this. And hey, we'll have to catch up and do it again.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
definitely. I'm sure we'll be back. So.
We appreciate you having us.
Yeah,
Thank you guys. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Let me tell you about hardworkalwayswins.com. It's more than just a clothing line. It is my mantra. I speak it, I wear it, I live it, and I want you to do the same. Head over to the website right now. We have shirts, we have tank tops, we have hoodies. It is getting cold outside, folks. I walked out my door, it's like 30 degrees today. We got hats, beanie caps, phone cases. We got it all. I want to motivate you. I want to inspire you. We got the brand new I Am Worth the Fight. Are you worth the fight? Hell yeah, you're worth the fight. We got the brand new I Am Worth the Fight t-shirts, tank tops in the store right now. We got the brand new Hard Work Always Wins champion hoodies and a whole lot more. Head over to hardworkalwayswins.com and don't forget to input the code podcast at checkout because I'm taking 10% off your very first order. How about that? Join my squad, which is the Hard Work Squad, today. And don't forget, when you get your merch in the mail, tag me at Gary Cantrell, tag at Hard Work Always Wins, and we're going to shout you out and let everyone know that you are cooler than them because you're in the Hard Work Squad. Join today.